In this video, we are unboxing the Netflix Squid Game remote control Young-Hee doll. This is the Fanboy Cantina. The remote control Young-Hee doll is available at a US store chain called Five Below, priced at $15. It is sold out at all of the Five Below locations near me, but you can find it at certain locations. I found this at the Schaumburg, Illinois location. The remote control Young-Hee doll is very large. It is 16 inches tall, which is very large considering the $15 price point and all of the features that come along with this figure. Before we open it up, let's quickly talk about the packaging. The packaging is basic, it's simple, it's pink. There is no plastic cover over the front. And if we look on the side, it details some of the key features of the figure. The key features being that it does have LED light effects as well as motion and sound effects. Now we're looking at the back of the package, and you can see that it has a proper, remote control. It's not a wired remote control. And just for housekeeping, it is meant for ages 14 and up. If you're interested, here is the UPC code if you want to look it up. Now we've got the remote control Young-Hee doll out of the package, and I gotta say, it looks great. 16 inches tall, very, very tall for a figure here. And overall, I think it looks amazing. It looks like the Young-Hee doll as it appears in the Netflix Squid Game series. Now, if there's a criticism, I do feel like the plastic is a little thin, a little cheap, and I think that's unfortunate. But for the price point, there had to be sacrifices of some kind, and I think it, generally speaking, looks great. Now, just to do a little bit of a size comparison, here it is next to a G.I. Joe classified action figure as well as a Marvel Legends figure. So that should give you a sense of how large this doll is. And, I think it could work really great if you plan on using it for a diorama of some kind. The remote control Young-Hee doll is powered by 5 AA batteries, 2 of which go in the remote control like so. There's this little thing sticking out of the remote. They kind of screwed in the remote control into the box, so I'll remove that at a later time. And then there are 3 AA batteries needed for the doll itself, and inserted like so. And we'll press the button.
You are allowed to move forward when it shouts out green light. Stop when it shouts red light. If your movement is detected afterward, you will be eliminated.
All right, so now let's power it up. Let's press the button on the remote here, and let's see how it goes.
Green light. Red light.
That is freaky.
Green light. Red light.
Wow. That is wild. That is truly wild.
Green light. Red light.
So to be clear, it is not a motion detecting toy. It is entirely in that remote control. But I think it still makes for a fantastic effect, and it could be a lot of fun if you've got a Squid Game themed party or just want to have it on the shelf.
Green light. Red light. Green light. Red light. Green light. Red light.
Now let's talk about the differences between this remote control Young-Hee doll versus the Bandai Tamashii Lab Young-Hee doll. First off, just you can see it. Size-wise, this one about 16 inches tall. This one about 10 or 11 inches tall when you add in the stand. Price point-wise, one is $15. The other is about $90 to $100. You might be able to do better on sale. Build quality, very different, and features very different. So with the remote control figure, right, the eyes light up, which is really, really cool. And both the head and the arm move when you press the button on that remote control. Now, for the Bandai Tamashii Lab figure, this one, the head does move, but in order for you to have like that look, it's got a separate arm attachment, right? So the arm does not move. You need to put on that separate arm attachment so you can have the, green light position for the doll. The other key difference is language. So if you've been watching Squid Game with the English dubbing, then, this one might be the one for you because it is speaking in English. But if you've been watching Squid Game with its original Korean language, like me, then you may prefer the Bandai Tamashii Lab figure instead, just because of the language differences. And of course, there's the difference in the execution. For the remote control version, you need to have the remote control versus the Bandai version where there's a switch and you press the head. We've got a short where we demo this thing in action. So we'll have a link up at the top here for that. But let's check out the doll quickly here. If you tap the head, I forget. There he goes. See, that's really, really amazing. So, for me, between the two, it's really hard to pick because, price point wise, size wise, functionality wise, with the LED lights and the moving arm and everything, it's hard to beat the remote control Young-Hee doll. But that said, because I've watched that series in, Korean with the English subtitles, I am more accustomed to Young-Hee speaking in Korean. So I really do like still the Bandai Tamashii Lab version. But obviously with the price point difference, it's hard to beat the remote control Young-Hee doll available from Five Below. That is quite amazing that they've got so much functionality in a very affordable toy. So overall, really, really happy with the remote control Young-Hee doll. Post in the comments, what do you think of the remote control Young-Hee doll? Do you prefer this one over the Bandai Young-Hee doll? What are you enjoying about Squid Game Season 2? I am definitely looking forward to Squid Game Season 3. As always, thanks so much for watching. Please take a moment to like, share, and subscribe. This has been the Fanboy Cantina.